is we're going to connect our front-end application to our back-end application. So technically speaking, so as of now we have our back-end Spring Boot application which is in Java. So for this application we need to connect an front-end application which is Angular. So specifically we are using the version Angular 8, and if you have not installed Angular in your system means please do install. I have provided a link to, to how we can able to install Angular in your system. So after that installation you can continue from this step. Okay, so now what you have to do, first let's create a project. Okay, create an application of Angular by installing. Okay, just what you can do, I'll do one thing, I'll just create a folder over here. Okay, so just create a folder, let's say front end. I'll just create a folder name front end. All right, so inside this folder I'll go inside, and here in the file explorer go for this path and type cmd. So a command prompt will be opened in this directory itself. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'll just give a command as ng means Angular new, the project name which I'm giving as front end itself, front end. Okay, so this will take there's a spelling mistake in the front end but it's okay, you can make it correct. But yeah, so this will take couple of minutes to download, and for the first time when you click on this ng new, the application name, you'll get this option, would you like to add Angular routing? So give as yes and just click on enter for CSS. So it will take some time to install. So in the meantime what we are going to do means I'll open my browser quickly. Okay, so in the browser what I need to search is, see, I'll be making a front-end application, but I'm not going to design the login page as of now. Okay, so if like everyone has different login page for as per their application, right? So I'll just take a random template from the internet itself, but our main concentration is to whatever the username which we give from our front end, that has to validate, and if the validation is perfect, okay, means if the username and password is correct, so our application allow through next page. If it is not, it should not allow. All right, so I'm just finding, or we'll, let's say, let's speak like this. You have a login page, you'll give username and password. If username and password is correct, so it will redirect to our home page. So we'll do this scenario. So for that we need one home page and we need one login page. Okay, so for login I'll take the code from the internet and we'll implement in our front end application. Okay, so let's directly search for login HTML CSS, very simple one. Okay, so yeah, here I got the first link from W3 schools. I'll take this one itself. Okay, so main thing, concentrate about the code over here. All right, so I'll scroll down a little bit over here. I can see an option called try it yourself. Just click on this, and so here is the login page. So this login page I'll be using. Okay, so let's see whether my application has been downloaded. Okay, it's still getting downloaded, so we need to wait until this gets completed. Okay, so yeah, let's go for the Eclipse. So my application is already running, so this is my API user username and password. So previously I have showed you, or a couple of minutes back I have showed you how we can able to do it. So let's test in the meantime. So localhost 8080 slash users, it was users, yes, user, Ironman is the username and password is 1234. If it is perfect, it will give 1. Okay, it is working. Yes, it is loading, it is taking time. Yes, it gives 1. If the password is incorrect, it is going to give 0. Got it? So same thing we going to use. If the flag is 1, obviously validation is perfect from the backend. If the flag is 0, username and password is incorrect. All right, username or password. So let's see our application. So it's still downloading, so we'll wait until this gets completed. Okay, as you can see over here, the application or the Angular application has been created. So now what I'm going to do, just you can type as code space dot. So now what happens with this? So when you type code space dot, your current application will be opened in your Visual Studio Code. So now click on enter. Okay. So now once it gets open, I'm going to close this this command prompt as well. As you can see, Visual Studio Code has been opened from this particular directory itself. Okay. All right. So next, okay. So it's getting opening. It will take some time. We close this and expand this work here. Okay. So now what we'll do is first we'll start our Angular application. We need to see how the output looks like, right? So go for this terminal and go for new. Okay, and here you can able to select whichever the command prompt you like, but actually personally I like git bash, so I'm going to select the git bash, and you can select command prompt as well, but I'll go for git bash. Okay, so yes, so next here I can able to get my git bash. Yes, git bash. The command to run your application is ng serve. Okay, ng serve is the command, so I'll just click on enter. All right, so now I'm going to open one more git bash for creating a component. So this is this git bash for running. Okay, the server command requires to run in the Angular project. Okay, so as of now what it shows is when I give code space dot, it has been opened in the front end folder. I need to go inside this again. So now cd front end. So now I can able to run this command ng serve. So this is going to start my application. Okay, so it will take couple of not couple of, it will take some seconds or some minutes, sometimes depends on your system speed, and it is going to start. It will take some time, and the first time you are running the application means it will take time. Okay, so this is the one more bash, and in the meantime I'll open this source and I'll open app. So your entire application will be running from this. Okay, so here we have app component.html. So what are the output which you are gonna see from the Angular application? It will be from this. So this will be deleting now, like in couple of seconds after when the application gets started. And here you need to make sure that this should not be deleted, router outlet. So this is with the help of this only you can able to move from one page to another, one component to another, something like that. All right, so let me check whether application started. Okay, it is still starting. It will take some time. Okay, so now in the meantime what I'm going to do, inside this app itself, I'm going to create two component. Okay, one is for login, another is for home. Okay, first let's create a first component will be here. I'll type it ng generate, c means component, and component name will be login. Okay, login. All right, so once this component gets created, we'll create a one more component called home. Okay, home. All right, so this gets completed. Generate command request to run in Angular project, but project could not be found. Oh, again this has been opened in here. Okay, let me shift it over here. So front end, yes, now we can run the command ng generate c login. All right, so let me check what is the progress on running the project. Okay, done. So application has been started. I'll go to my browser. So I'll type it as localhost 4200 is the default port number. 4200 is the default port number. And when you run the application for the first time, it looks something like this. Okay, so if you see, and we are going to remove everything, we are going to add a login page over here. Okay, so don't, make sure you should not remove this, and whatever it is there from here, just remove everything. Okay, so select everything, and from here select everything till up, and just delete everything. Okay, so I'll do one thing. I'll just cut this, cut, control A, delete, and paste it. Simple. Okay, make sure this has been auto saved. Okay, auto save has been enabled in your Visual Studio Code. This will make your coding process very easy. Okay, here the login component has been created. So expand this and just delete this login component.spec.is. This is not required, so delete this file. Okay, So if you see the output, I have deleted the code, right? So your output looks very blank now. Okay, so we'll be adding a login page UI in couple of seconds. So I'll create one more component called ng generate component home. Okay, home. All right. So here first see, whenever I'll call slash login in the URL, it should call login component. So for that, what you have to do means you need to go for app.routing.mol.ts. This is a file. Okay, app.routing.mol.ts. So here you need to mention the routes. Okay, you should need to mention the routes. So here in the route section, let's say first thing, floor braces, path. Okay, this is the path which you will be giving, path colon, let's say login, okay, comma component. So what is the component of login? So just open this login.component.ts and copy that class name here, make so that you won't make any spelling mistakes. So login component, and paste it over here, and you'll get an error over here. So the reason, because you need to import this login component. So just hover your mouse over here, you'll get an option called quick fix. Just click on quick fix and import it. That's all. So what happened over here, we'll check it. Okay, go to your browser, and in the URL, let's say give slash login. When you give slash login, you can able to see an output called login works. So where does this come from? In login component, by default you can able to see this. So in the URL, when you give slash login, it is gonna run this particular file. Okay, but we want a login page. So I'll go to my browser again. Here is my code. So first I'll copy entire CSS. So CSS starts from here to till here. Okay, this I'll be pasting in the CSS of login. So here is CSS. So I'm gonna paste over here. So now everything is fine. So I'll go to the browser again. I'll copy the HTML code from here. From here itself I'll copy till body tag closing. Okay, so login component.html. So removing this line and pasting it. Okay, so now let's go to a browser and refresh this. So now you should see your login page. So image is not coming. The reason, because we don't have image in our locally. So we'll do one thing, we'll take this image and we'll keep it. So open image in new tab and save this image. Okay, so I'll save inside my project folder. So my project folder is front end. Go inside source. In you can able to see an option called assets. So select assets and click on save. Okay, so now we need to give a image path over here so that image will be displayed. Okay, so go to your code again. Here find for this image tag. So how to give a path? So if you observe over here, asset is here and login app source. So if you want to get the access of this image, means you need to come outside the login page or login component. So the method is double dot slash to come out of the directory. So now I came out of login page directory, login directory. So again I need to go back from app directory. So I can able to see assets now. Open assets, select this image. So if you see now, you can able to see your login page with the image has to be displayed. Oh my god, image is so big. So let's reduce the size. So I'll go to the code again, and here probably this is the image, means they might have written in the CSS itself. So yes, so width is really huge. So I'll make the width as 10%. Okay, so now I'll go to my browser again and refresh it, and normally it takes auto refresh. So now our login image looks perfect, right? So if you want, you can increase to 20%. I think 20% would be perfect, I believe. So let's see. Okay, this looks little huge. 10% is fine. Okay, 10% is perfect. Yes. Okay, so now what are the username? Wait, first we have created a login over here. We need to create home as well. So home component has been created. If you expand the home, delete this file first. Okay, so once you delete it, go for this, where you need to go for app.routing.mol.ts. You need to give a path for home as well. Just give a comma and do one thing, just copy this entire thing, enter, and instead of login just type it as home, and instead of login component just open this home.component.ts and copy the name so that you won't make any spelling mistakes. Copy and paste it over here. So once you have pasted, you will get an error. Just import that component over here by clicking on quick fix. That's all, simple. So now inside go for home.com.html. So when I call slash home means it is gonna call this, right? So I'll mention as h1. This is a home page. Okay. So let's say I'll include one more heading as h3. Welcome to new world. Clear? Yes. So I'll go to my browser now. Instead of login, I'll give it as home, and it looks something like this. So home page is getting open. So design you can create as per your application. Just we are concentrating only on login validation. Okay. Yes. And what you can do is, see, whenever you run this localhost 4200, you should first and you should get your login page, not after giving you a slash login. Correct? So that's why what we are going to do, when the application gets started, first time it should open the login page. For that, what we can do is go for app routing.mol.ts. Instead of this login, just remove the login. Okay. So now go to your application, to the front end, remove this login. Just type localhost 4200 and click on enter. You will get the login page for the first time itself. No need to give slash home slash login at all. Okay. So now we are good till here. Correct? So I'm going to close all the files. We'll go one by one. See, if I want to validate the username password means I need a model of that username password. So just how we have created users model, so that users model has to be created in login as well. So now cd means I'm just changing the directory, cd app. Okay, I'm inside app, right? Yes. Okay, cd front end. Okay, source first, source, cd app, cd login. Okay, so now I am inside login folder. So inside this I need to create a component, means I am not a component, create a class, so which is model. So ng generate a class name will be users. The reason users, because we have already created a model called users over here. Correct? So same thing. And also I'll do one thing, I'll just copy this. It has to be similar. Okay, users. I'll just copy these data types variables now over here. So let's create a class quickly. So when the class is created, along with that a spec.ts file will be created. So we need to delete that file when this gets downloaded. And yes, it's been downloaded. So just delete this user spec.ts. This is not required at all. So open this users.ts. This is our class file, just how we have done in our Eclipse. So paste it, and the format is little bit different in Angular. So name comes first and data type comes next. So like this, name little bit ulta. So string. Okay. So string like this. So next we have a username. Username is also type of string, and next we have a password. So password is also of type string. Okay. So now these three all are not required. So I'll remove this, and yeah, now this file is not required at all. So I'm gonna close this file. Okay. Yes. So we have created a model. All right. So model is done. So now how to call it? So for that you need a service. So what am by service? See, I have told you, right? From my backend application, I need to capture to my front end. So my backend application will run in the port number 8080 slash when I give users and username and password. So that is going to give the validation. So with this end, for this endpoint, to capture this endpoint itself from the backend application, I need to write a service. So let's say now currently I'm in login page, so let go back from here, cd dot dot enter cd dot dot. So inside app itself you need to create it inside app. So now let's do it. So generate service service name I'll keep it as user service, or you can give it as login service as well, but I'll give as user service. So user service. Okay. Alright, so now it is getting downloaded, so we'll wait until this gets downloaded. Okay. So once this, okay, here the download has been completed. Alright. So now what you can do is open this service where we have, where it is. Oh, where it is. Where source inside. Oh, this has been created inside source. Oh, sorry. This has been inside created inside source. This has to be created inside app. So what we'll do is just delete these two files over here. Delete it and continue. Oh, wait. By mistake, I have selected the app as well over here. So first, let me give cancel. No. Oh, thank God. Cancel. Okay, here app has been selected. Okay, just select these two files only. These two files. Now click on delete. Yes, done. So go inside app folder, cd app, and now type it as ng generate service user service. Okay, so this will be created inside app itself. So this has to be created inside app only. All right. Okay. Okay. Yes. Here gets created user service.ts. So let's open this. All right. So here I'll be writing a method over here. Okay. So I'll be writing a method. So method of what? So whenever the user will give a username and password, that has to be validated. So for that, first thing we need is, okay, let's write a method first. Let's say get user data. Okay, get user data means username and password. All right. So this will take two argument, which is user name comma password. Okay. So don't worry, I'll explain one by one. All right. So let's say this method will be returning something. Return this. Wait, since you are connecting to HTTP, you need to include the HTTP client as well. So if you want to use the HTTP means, okay, first let me type it. It will throw an error. I'll show you how you can able to do it. HTTP colon client, HTTP CLIENT, HTTP client. So this will throw an error. The reason because you need to include a HTTP module to use this. So for that, what you can do means go for an file called app.module.ts. Inside this, you need to include the HTTP client module. Okay. So what you can do is just scroll down a little bit. Here, just give a comma and include HTTP. If you want to use HTTP client, you need to include HTTP client module. So that's the reason. So HTTP client module. So module MODULE module. All right. So let me check whether it is going to work. No, you need to import it by yourself. So like this, import. Let's say HTTP client module. HTTP client module. This is the required HTTP client module from let's say from Angular itself. Angular. Okay, Angular slash common slash HTTP. Okay, now it's done. So this will throw an error. Okay, yes. So now we don't have any error at this part. Okay, so here you'll get an error. Okay, just you need to import this HTTP client now. Quick fix, and import it. That's all. So now you can able to use this HTTP. So now type as this dot HTTP, this dot HTTP. This will get the username and password from here. I'll show you. Get, just mention here, you need to give the single quotes. Okay, single quotes like this. Now careful, a little bit careful over here. So go to your browser. Here you have your path, right? This one. Just copy the path and paste it inside this. Okay, so here we need to change few things. So this username and password, don't worry. So here we were giving by ourselves, right? So this part we need to replace with this username. So close a single quotes over here. Okay, close it, give a plus, and take this variable, paste it over here like this, and open a single quotes. Okay, forward slash has to be there, so close, and now again plus, take the password and paste the password over here. Now it's done. Just remove the single quotes at the end and give a semicolon. So now I'll explain you. See, as I told, right, as per our backend module HTTP localhost 8080 user, it will take one username like Iron Man or Captain America and the password 123 something like that. So where does this user and password come from? This come from this method. So whenever this method is getting called, when you click on that button login, okay, this function will be called, and the username from the first field and the second field will be passed over here. That username and password will come over here like this. Clear? So I hope you guys understood over here. Okay, so now this is a service. Actually this is a service, so we need to call this in login component. So go for this login component.ts. Okay, go for this login component.ts. Here you need to write a method to call that function, or to call that function. Okay, so obviously first thing what you need is okay, so you need this service, user service. So for that, just copy this user service name, and inside constructor just mention as private user service the object I am creating now as user service, like this, the object which I am creating. Okay, so you'll get an error. So hover your mouse over here, click on quick fix, and let's say it is not importing. Okay, let me check quickly. Okay, here, sorry, here I forgot to give a colon like this. All right, so now hover your mouse, constructor. Okay, so this is not getting okay, did I made a spelling mistake? Okay, I made a spelling mistake over here. So user service name is only this much. User, okay, user service. All right, user service, and make sure the spelling is right, and colon is there, and okay, if this gets didn't imported automatically means we'll include ourselves. Okay, like this. But wait, it should not throw an error actually. Okay. Okay, so here I made it ulta. So I did the Java, right? So a little bit ulta work here. So user service come over this side. Here you need to create the object as user service. Now you won't get the error. Okay, hover your mouse and you'll get an option for quick fix and import it. That's all. Clear? Cool. So now next what you need to do, just create a method. Just create a method. That's all. Alright. Okay, so method will be, let's say, login user. So this will take two argument. Let's say. Okay, let's take it. mm, okay, it's not required as of now. So this method is fine. Login user. All right. So now here, this dot. Wait, I need to make few changes over here. So before going to this, go to your login.component.html. Okay, so we need to include a model inside this. All right, so I'll mention this username text field. Okay, here we have our username text field. So this you need to mention as like this. So I'll make this name as username. Okay, nothing, just change the name, that's all. Password is password. All right, clear? Okay, so now type something like this: square bracket, comma brackets, ng model is equal to model dot username. Model dot username, make sure the spelling is perfect, just like this. All right, so I'll just copy this same thing. So what we are actually doing means we are storing our username in the model of Angular. So I'll show you how to do that. So again, this you need to change the password, that's all. Clear? So now this part is done. So now we have left out with the button over here. So for button, what we can do is, here where we have the button, here we have the button. So let's say when the button is clicked, so when the button is clicked, so we'll call a method called login user, like this, login user. Okay, so whenever, okay, for testing purpose we can do it. So whenever the login is clicked, so this method will be called. So now here we have mentioned the model, but we don't have the model in the component section, correct? So now what we are going to do is we'll create a model over here. Let's say model, what type of data you are expecting. So actually username and password will be of string, so I'll mention as any, like this, simple. So here we have created a model. So now here I'll create two variables. So where user is equal to this dot model dot, what we need to fetch, we need to fetch the username. So username, so this will get the username, and where password is equal to this dot model dot password, simple. All right, so now what you can do is, from this service you need to call this method. Which method? Get user data. So now very simple, this is done. So let's call the method this dot user service dot get user data. Inside this, what you're gonna pass, you will be passing two arguments, which is username and the password. Okay, username and password. So you need to mention dot subscribe. So if, okay, let's say I'll do it like this: if the response colon boolean, okay, so equal to like this, and we'll mention as this dot get data. So what I'm going to do, I'll just create a one more variable called get data. Okay, get data of boolean. So that whatever the method is returning, I need to capture that, right? It has to be 1 or a 0. So that's why that I'll be storing that result in get data variable. So result, this result will come, could be a integer, or could be a 1, or could be a 0. So that's why. Okay, get data is equal to res. So the result will be storing at this point. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, once this is done, so I am going to do a comparison. So after this, if the result, if the, or this dot get data, this dot get data is equal to true means always 1. So that's the reason we have mentioned boolean, right? So this dot get data is equal to true. Okay, so what we'll do is, let's say we need to redirect to the home directory, correct? So for that, what, okay, we need to redirect from our login page to home directory, correct? So if you want to redirect from one page to another page, means you need to use something called router. So let's import that router over here in the constructor itself. So private private. So router object will be routr small case, and the actual router will be like this. So let's import this router quickly. So import it, and here I'll mention as, let's say this dot router dot navigate. Where you need to navigate? You need to navigate to home. So like this, so mention slash home. This will be redirect to home page, and give a semicolon at the end. So now it is clear. So now if we get any error, we'll try to solve it. Okay, since our application is already running, so I know application will throw one error. I know by default, I know one error will throw, that we need to fix it. So here my application is getting open. I'll just click a right button, click on impact, inspect. Okay, so okay, we can see an error. I'll open the console. So here it is showing one error. Let me check that. Here we have an error. So what is the error? Ng model isn't known as property of input username. So input express, so username. Okay, username ng model. All right, so there is an error over here, so that we need to fix it quickly. Okay, so I'll go to my browser, the code again. So let me check what is the error. Okay, so I'll come over here, login.html. So here what we can do is, okay, type text good, password is good, username, okay, username is perfect, ng model, make sure the spelling is correct. I'll remove this required, so that this don't disturbs for me. So ng model is equal to, in double quotes, model dot username. Here, so this you have written in html. So in angular you need to close this. Okay, input tag, so this you need to close it. Okay, so now I'll go to my browser and refresh. So the one error should come. I know cross origin error should come. Okay, go to the console. Okay, still there is an error. What it is? Template parse ng model, since it's known as property of input. Okay, we'll see what is it. Okay, here okay, since we have used ng module, we need to use some, a module has to be imported in app.model.ts, because if you don't do that, it will throw an error. So for that reason, now everyone redirect to this one, app.model.ts, and include a new module called forms module. Okay, forms module. So this is not going to throw you any error while you're getting the data. So quick fix, so this will be imported over here like this. So now go to your browser directly, and if you refresh, okay, still you're getting, okay, module. All right, so module, okay, this is perfect, and here also it's perfect. So refresh this. So I have refreshed my, okay, so let's give a username. I'll give username Iron Man, and password 1234, and I click on login. So yes, isn't that cool? So if it is invalid users, we'll print an alert as invalid invalid users. Okay, so let's redirect to our browser again. Just refresh this. So I'll give an invalid username and password. I'll just enter random things over here like this. When I click on login, see, it shows an alert as invalid users. So if I give the correct one, Iron Man, password is 1234. When I click on login, so this has been successfully redirected to our home page. So now we have successfully done a login validation using Spring Boot application and Angular. I hope you guys understood this video. So go to the code again, and go to the video again. I'll be giving this code in the description as well, so go and check that. Okay, and for along with this, you need to install Angular, so that also I'll be giving the description as well. So we'll meet in our next video. Until then, take care, goodbye, bye bye.